Thanks for responding to the Chester and for wanting to participate. So, have you been working at the court very long, or?
So I've been working for a little over a year now. So 2 years in February.
Oh, okay.
Well, not too long, but very knowledgeable though.
Oh yeah, it's similar to Lachey.
Yeah,
Did you read?
So she is a journalizer.
Uh-huh.
I'm a cashier clerk, so I work in the window.
Oh, you work in the window. Okay. And
She works specifically in the courtroom.
Okay, and then you work on the second floor or third floor?
The third floor.
Oh, the third floor. Okay.
The criminal division.
Okay. All right. So let's start at kind of the beginning. Are you from Cleveland originally?
Yes. Born and raised here in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay. On the east side, west side?
Was originally from east side, but just recently moved to the west side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what neighborhood did you grow up in?
So I was most likely in the Euclid area. That's where I'm
Euclid.
originally from.
Okay. And where'd you go to high school?
So I was actually homeschooled.
Oh, really?
Homeschooled. I started homeschooling at the grade of 8th.
8th grade?
And I finished.
Wow.
Yeah, finished school there.
Oh, that's great. Did you enjoy that?
It was quite different. It was quite different than from the friends that I had in middle school. There was a off to high school. But I kind of think it worked better for me because I worked at my own pace. It wasn't really rushed. It wasn't really,
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me about your family and your parents. Were they from Cleveland, or?
Yes. Family is, I have a big family. I'm the youngest of 8 altogether.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm the baby of them all. And my parents are great. They're a little old fashioned, so they kind of instilled the ethics and morals in me.
Okay. And are they from Cleveland?
Well, my father's from Alabama, and my mother's from Cleveland.
Okay. That's interesting. I'm the youngest of 11.
Ooh, big family.
Yeah.
Yes. I understand, and I know nieces and nephews is quite a few, right?
Well, actually, it's funny because we only have, I think there's like 9 nieces and nephews. Ooh. There's like less than 11, less than our family.
Oh, there's less than you guys in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a lot of my brothers, they didn't have kids.
Oh boy, that's quite lovely. I am an aunt of almost 30.
30.
Yes.
Wow.
And
oh my
funny,
gosh.
I'm the only one out of my siblings that does not have children. So.
Oh wow.
Yes. So I am the auntie. I am the auntie to come to. So.
Oh my gosh.
I have nieces and nephews of every age. If I want to take care of a baby, I can. There you go, big brother. You got it back. There you go.
Wow. I'm gonna have to tell my brothers and sisters because for whatever reason, we just don't have a lot of kids in our, among my brothers and sisters. But so you have 30. Wow.
There's 30 cousins, so they're all together. They love each other, and I love family. I love families.
That's awesome. So I remember when I first became an uncle, and so you went through that many times.
I was an aunt before I was even here. That's
right.
I was an aunt before I was even here.
So you have what nieces and nephews that are older than you?
Pretty much, yes, because my altogether, well, I would say altogether I'm the sibling because I was adopted. So I love to claim both families. So biologically I am the youngest of 8, but altogether there's 13 of us.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's adoptive and biologically.
Okay.
So they had children because they're older. Like my brothers on adoptive side, they're in their 40s and things like that. So they had kids even before I was even.
Oh, okay.
Because I will be 27 in a few days. August 21st is
August 21st?
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
So you were adopted?
Yes.
Okay.
I was.
Okay. And then some of your siblings are biological. Okay.
So adoptively, I'm the only child. Adoptively.
Okay.
And then biologically, there is 8 of us.
Okay.
And then there's like older brothers. That's is on my adoptive side family, but they're just older. They were older before I was even alive. So
Okay.
yeah, but I still their family is family. I love family. I love especially big families. Like I love when we all can come together all as one.
Wow. So and then okay, so you were homeschooled, and then did you go to college at all, or?
I went for a little bit of time. I went for quite a few things actually. I'm still trying to get in the halves of learning what I really want to do.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I love animals though, so I think that's where I'm veering more into.
Oh, okay.
I really wanna. My future endeavors would be going back into school and hopefully obtaining a vet tech degree or some sort.
My daughter, youngest, we have a daughter that's going into 8th grade, and she loves animals too. She wants to be a zoologist.
That's a good one too. Okay, a zoologist. I like that idea too.
So, did you attend any college? Where'd you go?
I went to Tri-C for a while.
Tri-C, okay. Tri-C Metro or East?
Eastern Campus.
Eastern Campus,
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so what did you do before you came here?
So before here, I was a waitress at Denny's, and that was one of my first jobs.
Okay.
And I was a waitress at Denny's. I was there for probably about a little over a year.
Okay. I worked at Denny's as a busboy.
Richard, okay. What location?
Well, it's not there anymore. It used to be on Rockside and Turney.
Oh, okay.
In Garfield Heights.
Okay.
And there's I think there's a McDonald's over there now. Yeah. So yeah, it was back in the 80s.
Yeah, I worked at the Willoughby location. It's not there anymore. It's now Swenson's, but I was a hostess there.
Okay.
And then I moved on to like bigger and better things. But then sometimes you fall short and have to set back. And I went back to like my old stomping grounds, Denny's, and I was at Wilson Mills before coming here.
Wilson Mills
Road, Denny's.
Oh, okay. So between high school or Tri-C and here, you worked at Denny's?
Yeah. For like that was my first job. Denny's in Willoughby. I was there for probably about like 3-4 years. That was my first job ever, and then I found out my truth, and I just stepped back a little bit, tried to figure out what I really wanted to do, and I mean, I don't know. I believe in a higher power. The Lord kind of brought me back into the right direction.
Okay. So you kind of took a break from Denny's for a while, and then went back for a little while.
So yeah, and then in between there, I worked at daycares. I love kids as well.
Oh, okay.
I worked at daycares. I was an infant teacher for about a couple of years. And then I worked at Cleveland Clinic. I was a receptionist, patient access specialist, so I was like verifying the insurance and things like that there. And then after Cleveland Clinic, I worked at University Hospitals as a radiology scheduler.
Oh, really?
So yeah, that was quite short period of time because that was during COVID.
Oh.
So we was working in an office, and it was kind of like with the midst of COVID. It was a lot going on with that. So I just had to go back to Denny's. So I went back to Denny's. I was like, I know this. I know this quite well. So
you kind of bounced around a little bit. You just said infant care?
Infant care, yes.
Like,
medical. I was in the medical field. I also worked at a donkey daycare. I love that job. I love that job.
Did you say donkey daycare?
Yeah, so Camp Bow Wow. I don't know if you're quite familiar.
No.
But it's a doggy daycare.
Doggy daycare.
Doggy daycare.
Oh, I thought you said donkey.
Yeah, a doggy daycare.
Donkey, like a horse?
Like a donkey? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Like a doggy daycare. Owners would drop their dogs off for playtime and stuff. Yeah.
Is that the one downtown? There's like a Metro Bark or something, or is it
I don't know. I worked at the one in Bedford. It just recently got destroyed by it. Well, not really destroyed. They're renovating it, but there was a location in Bedford, Camp Bow Wow, and a car just because it's set right off of the freeway.
Oh, okay.
And a car just ran into it, and I was like,
Oh.
boy. But then I worked there. That was my first Camp Bow Wow job. And then there was one in Highland Heights that I worked for like maybe 5-6 months. It was something just to really,
Yeah.
really do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then after you went back to Denny's and then you came here?
So here, how I got here, I was at Denny's, and the very lovely Mr. Ernest Price, he and his wife came to Denny's, and they applaud my customer service and my work ethic, because it was a busy day. It was a busy weekend.
Okay.
So that's when food was getting out late and people was walking out, things like that. But me, I try to do everything that I can in my power to make my customers, feel comfortable. But I can't cook the food, you know. So Mr. Ernest Price and his Mr. Ernest Price is actually an HR representative here at the Justice
in the
Center,
clerk's
in the
office.
clerk's office. Yeah.
Okay.
He works alongside Miss Maricelli Rivera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he stopped me along, like just walking past doing my job, and him and his wife applauded me with my customer service.
Oh.
And he just kind of recommended me here. I was like, sure,
Oh.
this is a big, from Denny's to here,
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
That was just a grace. It was really a grace from God, a really straight blessing, really. But I'm quite positive. I'm very self-aware that I'm very positive and optimistic and very empathetic. So,
So when you were there, were you waiting tables or were you a hostess or?
I was a waitress. Yeah.
A waitress. Okay.
I took their. They were my customers, and
Okay.
they were quite well. Yeah.
So you obviously made a good impression. You were doing a good job, and you were, under the circumstances. So you earned it.
Yeah,
I mean, you earned it.
pretty
You,
much.
they saw something in you that they said, "Oh, you would be great to."
Great fit.
Yeah, and so does that customer service attitude translate into what you're doing now in the window?
Oh yes, most definitely. Especially here, this has been the biggest act of customer service I feel like that I've had to endure as a job, because due to the circumstances, due to the situations that happens at the window, there
people
happens
that come
to be,
in and
there's
got serious.
Yes, they have serious situations, and they have very valid reasons why they have like an upset attitude.
Sure.
So sometimes
It's not just because they didn't eat their hash browns or something.
right. Like, no, this ain't nothing like burning hash browns or burning potatoes. This is something about life. Like,
Right.
so this is where this is more serious. Even though I had to take care of serious situations, like when I was at university hospitals as a radiology scheduler, that was very serious because it was more on the emotional side due to like medical and health, cancer,
Sure.
and MRIs and like things like that, like mammograms, things like that. So I had to really like de-escalate some situations. So that job really there really taught me how to be empathetic to people's situations.
Okay.
And it's not even just work. I feel like that's life as well. But work specifically, this job for sure has really big twists and turns. And it's like you really have to adjust because the law changes every day. So it's like things in the clerk's office kind of changes every day, kind of too, sometimes. But here, my clerk family, I feel, is we try to work as a team. And with that job, you really have to like be a team player, not let all the heavy load be on one person. Have each other's backs for sure.
Yeah.
Because some people on the outside would think they would know how the inside works, when the people on the inside is really taught to educate the people on the outside. And the people on the outside, I feel like they can't really, understand that we're just here to educate. Like, we're not trying to like bash, we're not trying to like judge, but in this business, you really have to be empathetic to that person that you're talking to.
Okay. So it's so you try to do a lot of education so that people can help themselves through the process, because it's not like, I mean, I imagine a lot of people come there wanting you guys to fix whatever problem they have, and it's their case. They have to go through the legal system. But yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, I can see how that your experience with the radiology and being empathetic to people translates into this job, and
yes.
that's really great. I mean, and then it's interesting because I get to interview different people around the court, and I really don't know very much about a lot of the different jobs that are here.
Happening.
Yeah, I've been here for 10 years, and I don't know much at all about your job. And so the people that come to the window and the things that you have to deal with, and it's interesting to get that insight. So and I can see when you're talking about how you have to be a team player and have each other's back, because I imagine people come to you with these serious issues, and you have to rely on other people in the clerk's office if you don't know something, so you got to help each other out, figure out the solution, right?
Yes, for sure. And then like when others are getting trained to learn each other's jobs, because as a clerk in the window, I still had to learn like my friend Lachey's job as a journalizer. She's she's more specifically in the courtroom.
Yeah.
So she's not really like having the one-on-one impact with the customers, but we all had to learn each other's jobs.
You do a cross training.
Cross training.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we have a call center. We also have the journalizer department. We have the record keeping. So we're all like the bookkeepers. So at the window, you might just see maybe 8 to 10 of us, but there's like maybe 30 of us all in the back. So, but we all have to, because it's a cycle where where in our clerk's office, it's like everybody touches the same file within maybe a day or so. So everybody within that department has touched the file within a day or two.
For various reasons.
For various reasons. So
Okay.
it's like we all have to work together at some point in time. So we really have to pay attention to detail. Everything really has to be matching up. And with me specifically, like for paperwork, for detectives and things like that, when they submit their statement of facts and their actual complaints and things like that, their charges that they charge the defendants with, they actually come to us, and we have to be important for each detail. We have to make sure things match up, because we don't want the wrong person to be sent to jail. We do not want that. We don't want that at all. So we really have to pay attention. And then after it's submitted, then it goes to the record keepers to create the file, and then it goes to the journalizers, because they're the ones who take it up to court. So it's all like it's a whole process. So we all have to have a sense of like working together. Like that characteristic has to be within all of us, I believe, because we have to really work together. And once we work together and be in full of the detail, I think everything will be completed successfully.
Now, do you ever catch each other's mistakes?
For sure.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay. And that's part of being, that's the strength of a team, I imagine.
Exactly. And, nobody's perfect, and it'd be the littlest things, but that's why we say we always have to pay attention, because now that kind of slows down the process. and then that causes confusion,
Mm-hmm.
and that's people's lives and things like that. Like,
Yeah.
you really gotta be important and be really. That's why I try to take my job really seriously, because I tend to just put myself in other shoes. Like, I wouldn't want to be sitting there and be told that I have to sit there another day. So that's why I try to pinpoint everything is right. But yes, we do have many mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
There's people, people is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. There's always mistakes that has to be made. And with mistakes, you learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and I think, like you said, that's a good motto to live by. Is how would you feel if this was you on the other end? So.
Exactly.
So can you kind of go over briefly the process that the paperwork goes through in the department? You say everybody touches the file.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of just summarize that process?
Yeah. So let's just say, hypothetically, police gets a call from a victim and a defendant. Let's just say, hypothetically, domestic violence, because we see that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So once the defendant is arrested, there is a 36-hour time limit that detectives has to investigate, and they either have to set the determination of they're either going to charge the defendant with this domestic violence crime, or they're going to release this defendant with this domestic violence crime. So they have that 36-hour time period to determine that. So they have to investigate the story, talk to everybody. And then once they determine that, if they do charge, then they'll come to us as the clerks, and we have to make sure everything on their paperwork is matching up: birthdays, social security numbers, names, addresses, things like that. We'll probably end up with maybe 4 or 5 different papers for one file.
Match up with what?
Match up with the complaint. We have to read the statement of facts, so we have to read what the detectives state what happened.
Oh, okay.
We have to make sure that whatever is in that statement of facts paragraph matches up with that charge. So we have to, be empathetic. We got to put ourselves in that shoes. Like, okay,
And when you say the police, let's say they pick somebody up and they decide to charge them, and you get the information,
mm-hmm.
Where does that come from? The police?
So that comes from the detectives.
Detectives.
So the detectives that work closely with CPD.
Okay, and then what do they physically deliver it to you guys?
Yeah, they come to our.
They come to the window.
They come to the window.
Oh.
They have their own court personnel window,
Oh.
so they personally don't have to wait in the line
In the
with
public
everybody
line.
else.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they come in, and then we have to make sure we have their badge number and we have their phone numbers, because they could possibly have. We could have overlooked something, basically, and we need to contact them.
Okay.
So after that, us in the front, we case initiate that case. We create a file, we create a case number. And depending on if it's like a traffic ticket, or if it's like a misdemeanor, or if it's a felony, there's 3 different forms of case numbers. Mm-hmm. So for let's say, for example, a traffic ticket, that case number will be TRD.
Okay.
And then misdemeanors is CRB.
Okay.
And felony is CRA. So it's different. You have to match.
I'm familiar with the CRB and the TRD,
mm-hmm.
but I didn't know. I didn't really pay attention to the difference.
Yep. So that's it's like a misdemeanor and a traffic ticket. But just depending on the degree that the detectives want to charge that defendant on, mm-hmm. if it's going to be a misdemeanor, because domestic violence can either be a misdemeanor or it could be a felony.
Okay.
It can really just depend. So we just have to make sure everything matches up. Then we create the case, and then after we create the case, we set the court date for the next business day.
Okay.
And then after that, that's when the journalizers takes it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get it ready for, no, I'm sorry. about that. The young ladies in the docket area, they set the docket for the judge.
Okay.
So they touch it. So in that department, they get the docket ready for the judge and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then after the docket is ready, that's when the journalizers come in.
Oh.
And they grab it and they take it to court. And
Okay.
they get it ready for the judge in the court.
Okay.
And then after court, the journalizers takes it back to the clerk's office and they put the details in the system.
Okay.
For us as cashiers, once a bond or anything of that nature is in the system,
Mm-hmm.
family members can come to us and we be able to post that bond for
And
them.
that's like Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. On
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so that's pretty much the process.
Pretty much the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh. So what would you say you enjoy most about your job?
I love interacting with people.
Mm-hmm.
I love to help in any situation. I try my best to help as far as I can.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like, when people come up to the window and they're there for serious reasons and you enjoy being part of the process of helping them out.
Yes, I really enjoy, like prime example, yesterday there was a young lady that was very nervous.
Mm.
It was very nervous, and I understand, I get it. When you hear warrant, that's like,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah,
So,
I think of, getting chased down and...
exactly. So learning the insides of it and learning how it is severe, but it's not to the severity of like that, So this young lady, she was quite nervous, and I love feeling at the end when I help as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I love hearing that I've made it easier for them.
Yeah.
I love hearing that I calmed them.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding for me to hear that.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding to hear that I took a nervous situation and made someone feel like that, at least a little better for it. Because this way, and I was just telling that young lady yesterday, this place can be confusing. It can get confusing because she had a bond and she was quite nervous, even though with a bond it is more serious. You got to really be careful if you do have like a money bond. If you fail to appear to a court date,
Mm-hmm.
that judge can determine to have a money bond. So like say hypothetically, if you're driving around and get pulled over, you can get arrested for that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful with that. So and that's why I was telling her, like, you dodged a good one, because if you would have been driving around, we would have to verify this, because again, we work with CPD. So once say if somebody gets pulled over and they take your ID,
Mm-hmm.
they call us to verify for warrants and things like that. So if we see that, we have to verify that.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's money involved with it, that would be arrestable. So
okay.
that's like that's a process right there. Too.
Yeah, and she probably came in and she thought, oh, am I going to be arrested?
Mm-hmm.
And you put her at ease, and you were able to
Yes.
calm her and just explain the process to her. And,
Yes.
And so I can see how that would be
very helpful.
make you feel proud of what you do.
Yes, for sure. I'm very proud of that. And she was with her father too. So, and once for me, I can sense like nervousness. I can sense anxiety.
Yeah.
But if I have any way possible into, like you said, at ease, like de-escalating,
Mm-hmm.
I love that feeling. I love feeling that I've helped.
Yeah.
I've helped in a way.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, so let's see, anything else you want to say about your future aspirations or your personal life, hobbies, or anything, family?
Well, I love to dance.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I love to dance.
What kind of dancing?
Well, I typically line dance.
Do you?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
I line dance.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes, I do that on a weekly basis.
Oh, yeah?
It's been my exercise. It's been
Is that you do that in any kind of formal way? Like do you go to a class or do you?
Yeah, it's like a class. Yeah, it's a class. We do a class every Wednesday. We all come together. I'm in a little dance group. It's line dance is my therapy.
Okay.
You know.
Do you guys perform anywhere? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of like entertainment. It's mostly on like a class because we are instructed. We do have an instructor.
Okay.
So he be teaching like the latest line dances, but I love to dance, so it's like
Cool.
I know quite all of them quite often, you know. So, but I love to dance. I have experience in all genres, pretty much. Ballroom, tap, ballet, jazz.
You've been doing that since you were little?
Since I was like 3.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. That's great. Any other hobbies?
I love to act. I'm an actor.
How so?
I've been in plays. I've been in a few commercials when I was younger.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was younger, yeah. And I'm Miss Ohio 2004. I won Miss Ohio when I was 6 years old.
Oh, wow. Miss Ohio 2004? Wow. So is that like Miss Teen Ohio?
Like pageantry, yeah. So I wasn't a teenager at that time, so I was in the princess division.
The princess division.
So I was a little girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was it Miss Princess?
Yeah, Miss Ohio Princess. Yeah.
2004. Okay.
2004.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that out of the whole state of Ohio, you were
pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There was because in that pageantry, there was young ladies from Ohio and Indiana. So they crowned Miss Indiana and they crowned Miss Ohio of the year 2004.
Well, I could see how they chose you.
Thank you.
Obviously.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Let's see. So, trying to think of anything else. You really covered a lot. I enjoyed, getting to know you a little bit.
Yes.
And if you think of anything else, you're free to email me, and if you want to add it on there.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else you want to add.
I do enjoy my clerk family.
Yeah.
I love my clerk family. They have been a sense of support, not only in work, but personal as well. Yeah, they've helped me navigate through my because I feel like I'm in the midst of my adulthood, so I just moved and stuff like that. So I moved out on my own and stuff. So
you say adultness?
Yeah, my adulthood.
Yeah, you're moving out of your house.
Yes. So
great.
I'm like growing up with them. So
that's great.
I enjoy working with my clerk family.
That's good.
I'm getting them to line dance. So there's some people are line dancing. So
yeah, we had events. We had, I think, salsa dancing. Because for the social committee, they put different events on, but that was a while ago. But you should if you're interested in getting involved in a social committee, you could do a line dancing.
Yeah.
You could show people how to line dance.
Oh,
I could see it.
Idea.
I could see the judges, coming and So I'm going to talk to
oh wow,
Shirley Smith.
Yes.
And I'm going to mention her to you.
That
would
be great. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't want to.
Right. Yeah. I'm. Yes. When we talk about dance, it just overly excites me. It's one of my passions. I love to dance. I feel very free on the dance floor for sure.
Okay, and that's awesome that you described it as a family, because that's the way I feel too. Is we spend a lot of time together, and it is in a sense a family.
Yeah.
So and it's more than just the work. You get to know people, and you become your
You
friends.
build new relationships, friendships,
Mhm.
and it's once you do that, it's very it doesn't feel like work,
Yeah,
and yeah,
makes the day go
it
by
makes-
faster.
That part, yeah. Yep, yes. And once you can really communicate with your work group, that communication, that's that barrier. You can communicate on a great level, and even if you can't communicate on a more intense level, you should be able to speak yourself and speak your trueness to your work environment.
Yeah, should be comfortable,
Be
to
comfortable
be yourself.
with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one thing that I wanted to ask you, if could you, I could either come down and take a picture, or if you want to have somebody else take a picture of you sitting at your desk or sitting at the window, so that,
yeah.
and then you can just email it to me or whatever.
Okay.
Because I'll put that in the article.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I will have somebody do that then.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I can't think of anything else. So.
No, I think I covered everything.
Yeah, you covered a lot.
Yes.
And
But this was nice.
And
Thank
Britt, yeah, I enjoyed getting to know you a little bit.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome.
I greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. Well, have a good rest of the day.
You too, hon. You too.